Press conference, Jamaica against Cuba. Firstly, we kindly ask all members of the media, please put your phone on silent or vibrate so as not to disturb. And please ensure that somebody that is nearest to the door to please close it so that we have the best quality of audio for this press conference. So we have with us the head coach of the Jamaica Senior Men's National Team, Steve McLaren, and also midfielder Casey Palmer. We're going to start with some opening remarks from head coach McLaren, and then we can open the floor for questions from members of the media. So coach, your remarks, your first game on Jamaican soil.
I thought the fans were fantastic. Great atmosphere before the game, a great atmosphere during. They stayed with us, and it was great to see so many numbers. And we need to see that again. The game, tough result, tough to take. I always say, well, what were the stats? Did we control the game? 21 shots, 7 on target, 73% possession. We control the game, and if we do them stats in every game, we'll win more than we lose. I couldn't fault the boys, their attitude. We controlled it. We wanted to play football. We switched the play. We probed. We created clear chances. Another day, we win that game very easily if we score early. But it wasn't. In the end, it was frustrating for everybody, the fans, I understand. But that's football, and we must take the positives, which for 3 days we've worked on certain things, and for 85%, that's what I saw tonight. A good game of football, well controlled, players inventive, counter press, winning the ball back and creating chances. Another day, we win that game. But as I said to the players, we move on with a game on Tuesday, probably one more day's preparation, and we look forward to Honduras.
Thank you. Coach Case, just a few remarks from you as well, and this being the largest attendance you've played in front of at home as well, so a few comments on that as well.
Yeah, I think for me, obviously I'm playing for a few years now, and that was the best atmosphere I've ever experienced here. So like the coach said, if we keep playing like that, keep getting that support, I think everything's going to be positive and we'll for sure make the World Cup. But we just need to keep going. Obviously a goal changes the game. I think if we win 1-0, everyone says that's the best we've played in years. So obviously we need to work on not obviously missing as many chances as today, but we'll keep working and training over the next few days and get ready for Honduras.
Thanks, Case. We can now open the floor for questions. Please raise your hand, indicate, and we may proceed. All right, let's start with Adman, Sports on the middle.
Thanks, Coach Casey. Simon, Sports Detail here. Just a quick question. What will we do different for the next match that will allow us to come out with a positive result?
Simple, put the ball in the net.
Any follow-up, Adman?
The follow-up is that put the ball in the net is one thing, but I noticed that we have a tough heavy front line in terms of forward, but the midfielders in terms of creativity we seem to be lacking, not being able to pull apart the team. I mean, Cuba is 167, we're 59, and with 10 men, 45 men, not able to actually unlock. So how are we going to fix that problem?
Yeah, that was disappointing, obviously. I thought the midfield were very inventive. I thought Casey was excellent. Bobby Reid in there. Latty was making sure that they could go and play. And that was the plan, and they did it and created chances. You can do no more than football than create chances. Sometimes I've played in games, not had that possession, had one shot and won the game. That's football. And this is a process, and it's a long process. We've had 3 days, one game. I've learned so much about the players. As I said, the fans, the players, attitude, can't fault it.
Thank you very much. Roger?
Good afternoon, good evening, Coach. Is there things that you're just going to scratch your head about and say, damn, I'm very disappointed about this game today?
Of course, I'm disappointed about the result. I reflect on what we wanted to do, how we wanted to play football, how we wanted to dominate the ball, keep possession, and probe. As I said to the players before, don't get frustrated. I saw them play Honduras, and they frustrated Honduras 0-0 for 95 minutes, and I knew they could do that. It's very tough to break down a 5-4 defence, even when they're down to 10 men, and we didn't do it. We move on, next game.
Trish, and then Jerome.
Coach, so the changes in in terms of the time frame, came a bit maybe late in our opinion. Not sure what's yours. And is that as a result of not being completely familiar with the team?
Absolutely right. Yeah, it's a good question and a valid one. And I'm learning. The starters, the finishers, who can impact, who can come on. And, we made the changes. Shamar early, we put an extra striker on. Lati, who'd done a great job. We moved Bobby back into midfield, more inventive. Put 2 wingers on quick. And, unfortunately, it didn't work out.
Casey, what you made of the team's performance, under the new coach, as well as the fact that some of the players are not strangers to each other?
I think for me, it was the best performance we've had since I played for Jamaica personally. We dominated the ball, but obviously everyone's going to say, well, you didn't win the game, which is fair. But if we win that game, I think everyone says that's the best Jamaica have played in years, especially here at the office, obviously. So I think there's a lot to improve on. There's still a lot more to come, but I think you can see clearly what the new coach is obviously going to play, the style of play we're going to play. And obviously I think it's a lot of positives to build on. And we can't be negative just because we didn't put the ball in the back of the net. There were so many positives from today. So, yeah.
Thanks, Trish. Jerome?
Coach, obviously it feels as if it's a different style of play that has been implemented in terms of keeping possession more and trying to unlock the defense, being a little bit more patient, etc. Do you believe that we're a little bit in terms of us overplaying a bit in trying to score that perfect goal?
No, I don't think so. I think we did everything. We made corner runs, got to the byline, pulled the ball back, had crosses, balls into the box. We filled it, we had chances. The process, and we did exactly what the game plan was set out to do. The players executed it very well. As you say, we just didn't stick the ball in the back of the net. We just didn't get the end product, which is sometimes what you get.
Casey, you said that arguably this is probably the best performance since you weren't sure. How does it feel now to know that you're getting closer and closer to what you probably want to accomplish in terms of playing for the Reggae Boys and getting more comfortable?
Yeah, I think obviously the old coach done really well. But obviously with the new coach, we've got a different style of play, which probably suits me more to get on the ball, create chances for the forward players. So yeah, if that was something to go by, then I enjoyed obviously playing under the coach, and hopefully we can keep playing that style of play. But like the coach said, put the ball in the back of the net, and I think there's a lot more to come from us. So yeah.
Thanks, Jerome. You can go right here, and then Shaban.
Yes, coach. Looking at the players, I recognize that they were not cohesive in terms of with each other. How long since you have had them so that they would have been able to read their other players? I looked at the game. I thought they combined very well. I was especially pleased with the midfield. We had good balance in there. I thought Casey and Bobby really caused them problems. Little combinations around the box. We got wide. We put the ball in the box. We had bodies. And credit to Cuba. They defended for their lives and got stronger as the game went on in terms of that. But in terms of cohesion and what we wanted to see, I certainly saw that and was pleased with the way that players combined 1-2s with each other. And it was just unfortunate we didn't get any product.
Shaban?
With the turnout that you have seen this evening, what feeling do you have in terms of the turnout of spectators, and knowing that you have not come away with a win? What taste you feel you have left into the spectators?
What, sorry?
What's the taste that you feel you have left into the spectators?
Taste.
Yeah. How you feel the spectators feel? What do you think that the spectators feel?
Like we all feel. Very disappointed we didn't win the game. That's understandable. But credit to the supporters, credit to the players who kept going for 95 minutes. Should have been more added time. But I've got to credit the supporters. My first game, 3 days preparation, my first game, great atmosphere. And it just soured a bit because we didn't get the result.
Shaban here from NG Sports TV. Despite the result today,
Was there any positive that you took from the game?
Yeah, 21 shots, 7 on target, dominated the game 73%. And I was particularly pleased with the first half when it was 11-11. As soon as you go to 10 men, you've got a cause and you just defend the box and defend the goal, which they did and did it admirably. But I was especially in the first half when it was 11-11, very pleased with the combinations through the middle, through the wide, keeping the ball, centre-back stepping in, switching the play, and create. You can do no more than say, create chances, and another day we'll put them away and win games.
Bryce? Go ahead.
My first question for Casey. You had built quite a partnership today with Joel in the midfield, who is someone you're very familiar with both at club and international level. How do you feel you guys help to manage the game both on the offensive side and the defensive side, in terms of recovering the ball as soon as possession was lost?
Good question, yeah. Obviously, me and Joel played at club for a few years, and I played with him at Swansea as well. So Joel knows what I'm good at, I know what he's good at. So I think the balance is always quite good because we know what each other wants. He knows when I want the ball without obviously me calling for it, and I know he's always going to be there if we lose the ball. So I think, yeah, it's a good partnership. Obviously playing with him at club and now international level for quite a while. So yeah, I enjoy playing with him.
And as well, I saw sometimes when you and Joel were at the edge of the box, the ball came about and you guys might have hesitated to pull the trigger and look for a pass. Is there any type of regret to say that possibly might have taken a shot there, or is the case where it's just unlucky that team didn't score?
Yeah, I think it comes down to obviously the first touch or decision making on the edge of the box, whether to shoot, whether to pass. So on another day, maybe one of the shots from the edge of the box goes in, or pass it wide and the cross goes in and we score a header. So it's just one of them things. Obviously, it's frustrating that the goal didn't come, but I think everything else was as good as it's been. So positive.
All right, Daniel.
Coach.
Daniel and then Roger.
Yeah, Coach. Prior to the contest, you emphasized that Jamaica is the number one in the Caribbean and we need to elevate our standards. Yes, I know that it was, we created a lot of chances, but does this sort of signify that the work is going to be a lot harder than you thought, knowing that we dominated, one of the lesser teams in the Caribbean, were unable to make it?
I knew from the beginning, 3 weeks ago when I took the job, it's a long process, and I'm bringing things to the team which I think will help us go to the next level. I think we demonstrated that today. Defensively, we didn't give them anything. We were very strong in terms of that. Counter press was very good from the midfield, and we created chances from that. So that was positive. As I say, we just need to. One of them needs to go in, and as Casey rightly says, we win that game 1-0. We'd be pleased with the performance and we move on. But did I think it was going to work just like that on the first night? No, I didn't. I've been in football a long time, and sometimes it happens straight away, and sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes you see 80% what you want, but don't get the result. Our job, my job, is to stay calm, is to stay composed, and is to keep building and growing and getting belief into this team, because that type of football will take us to the next level. It's just the finish that needs to come.
Roger?
Coach, you're going into a much more hostile environment in Honduras. It's just like when Manchester United go over Liverpool, a very hostile experience you're going to get. I'm sure now you're going to put your shoulders to the wheel in terms of you have 3 sessions with the boys and a match, and going against Honduras now mentally. Who are you approaching that game from now, and what's your thoughts on Honduras generally, if you have any idea about it?
I have a lot of idea, and you're right, hostile. But we've got players in the team who play in that hostile atmosphere every week in the Premier League or the Championship, and I expect our players to deal with that. I expect them to play with composure. It will be a tough game, but every game we have, every training session that I have, I'm learning more and more about the players and what is required. And so I always thought the first camp is a fact-finding. I've seen the players, but I'm working with them. What are they capable of doing? And what I've seen, I really like, and we'll go forward from that. Honduras, for me, is a great game. It's a great game for the players. This is what they thrive on. They're playing in the Championship, the Premier League in the UK. They have this every week, so I expect them to deal with it, handle it, and perform well.
All right, Eddie.
Going up against Honduras, a much tougher opponent, and they will keep the ball a lot better. Based on today's result or performance, how confident are you going into that match?
Yeah, as I said, the more I train with them, the more I play games, the faster I learn. And so Honduras on Tuesday, it's a great game for us, a great test. And again, it's part of the process. And I think it's a journey, and it's going to be a long journey. We have the target, which is the World Cup 26. That's still the target, and we have to build towards that so that we're capable of qualifying. But in the meantime, we also need to stay number one in the Caribbean, and as you rightly say, to win games like we should tonight. We didn't, we move up, make sure on Tuesday we're ready.
All right, we can take 2 more questions. Go ahead, Bryce.
I wanted to ask both of you this question. Casey, as a player on the pitch, you had, I'm a teammate yourself and some of your teammates were slipping in very crucial moments. We see where the Demarai Gray slipped right before a shot, as well as not really taking a corner. Do you think perhaps the state of the field might have played a role in the team not getting that clinical goal?
Nah, for me, we can say that, but then that's an excuse. Do you know what I mean? Both teams had the same pitch, so you don't really want to look and say, oh, the pitch was bad, so we didn't score the goal, because there was opportunities to score. On another day, we win 3-4, 5-0 potentially. So I don't think we can make an excuse on the pitch. That's kind of football. We've got to deal with it. So, yeah.
All right, thank you very much for being here, everybody. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Case. Thank you very much, Coach. For those going to Honduras, safe travels.
Right.
Those of us going to Honduras.